normally like. And we're going to talk a little bit about that and talk about how we can get more women involved in this industry and involved in the playing. So watch out, boys, guys, men. We're coming to get you. I also want to do a quick call out to the sponsors who've been here. Camden Institute, thank you. Triangle Literacy Council, Lenovo, Capital Broadcasting. Bojangles was here yesterday. I don't know if they're still here. Team Wake Tech in the back. U.S. Army, of course, is here, and North Carolina Wesleyan. Now, to introduce our panel, so for you guys that are playing, keep playing. Keep going strong. But for the rest of you who are just sitting there trying to figure out who's playing what, we got this panel for you. So first off is our moderator. Jesica Averhart is the co-founder and COO of Cultru, a company created to revolutionize organizational cultures across the globe. And Cultru aims to help companies optimize talent by using analytics and cultural insights that measure employee fulfillment and, of course, their impact on business. She also leads Leadership Triangle, so for those of you who know that organization, that's about building leadership in our community. Also here is Heather Chandler. Heather does a variety of things related to games, but she's been a producer in the game industry for over 20 years. This is the lady you want to meet and know, and she's worked on a variety of games, including Fortnite, and the Ghost Recon series, and a host of all other games on a variety of platforms. And she's currently a consultant in the video game industry, working on a whole bunch of projects, and I'm sure she'll tell us a little bit more about that. One of the things that you need to know about her is she has an escape room in Apex called the Whole Brain Escape, which I have not been to, and I have to go. Next is Mary-Kari Dupee. Previously worked at Blizzard as a specialist game master and in various temporary esports assignments. She's been a stage referee and a coordinator and a talent wrangler. She now manages the first ever community PvE tournament. They do Mythic Plus, Dungeon Rations, and World of Warcraft, for those of you who know that, as well as something like a COO, I think. And then there's Mur Lafferty. Raise your hand, Mur. She's a freelancer who mostly writes science fiction. She's the one you want at a party for sure, I'm sure. She's written several tabletop RPGs, for those of you that's role-playing games, if you're not familiar. Contributed to Torment, Ties of Numerino. Her books are available in stores and online. And, she has one called Solo, the Star Wars story, for the details that you really want to expand into the movie. So let me introduce these amazing ladies. Please give them a round of applause as they come up to the stage.
We're gonna go sissing us up. We're gonna go swimming. Probably gonna go out and fun.
Thanks, Mayor. Let's give it up for the mayor, Carrie. We don't see this in Durham, Raleigh. This is in Carrie. Nice job. Way to go. First year. I love it. I'm from Durham, so come on, Durham. Step it up. Hi, everybody. How's everybody feeling?
It's part of it.
You excited? Your kids are rocking it out. This is a lot of fun. Yeah? On a weekend. I love it. All right, so we're going to talk about ladies. Why does it matter? Why do we have to bring the ladies up front? We need to bring the ladies up front because 45% of all gamers are women. Average age of a gamer, 36, y'all. 36-year-old women. So yes, women is important. We need to talk about that because when you think about gaming, do we think about the ladies as the first thing? Not so much, right? It's considered a male-dominated industry, but there's incredible women that are behind these amazing games and how this works, and we want to bring them forward because it's important, okay? This industry, I was doing a little research here, you know. I have a 17-year-old son, he thinks he knows everything. I was like, let me fact check you. There's a $139 billion industry, right? And that is, if you put that in context, that's all movie box office, that's all NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and one other. Which one? I'm missing it. Oh, and all music and streaming from Apple combined. That's the gaming industry. This is a major movement across the globe. I know y'all know that, but we
keep that in mind as we have this great conversation with these incredible women. All right, so I'm here to learn too. So as I ask every question, they know this. I'm asking these questions for my own sake. All right. We're going to probably take about 15 minutes. This panel was originally scheduled for an hour. We're not going to do that because pizza comes after us. So we're going to do this piece and then we're going to have pizza. So I'm going to ask them some very, very key questions that I hope will be helpful as you think about women in gaming. All right, let's kind of just first, let's go down the row. Mary, I'm going to start with you. And just tell us a little bit more about what you do in this industry and why gaming, like why? You could have done anything. What led you to gaming?
So what I do right now, previously I worked at Blizzard, but right now I basically organize a tournament like this. It's online, but I organize some stuff. Gaming is something that I just grew up with, and I fit in with gamers more than I fit in anywhere else. So that's where I chose to work, and it was out of all the jobs that I've had, it was like the happiest and the most at home that I've been.
Hi everybody, my name is Chandler. Okay, can you hear me now? For me, gaming wasn't the career that I had originally thought of doing when I was younger. But when I was younger, I had a passion for math, art, science, and I was really interested in finding a career that combined all three of them. And I wasn't really considering games until I got my first job at Activision, and I realized you didn't actually have to be just a programmer in order to make games. In fact, there's a whole host of people that are involved in the game making process. Some are very technical, some are very creative, some handle the business aspect of it. And then I realized that this was an industry that had a lot of different opportunities and allowed me to combine all of my passions for technology and creativity.
The question was why gaming? That's like asking me why Oxygen, because I've been gaming since I was, I want to say 8. We're talking like Atari, we're talking Pac-Man, which I'm pretty sure they did the sound design with a big rubber band, because that's the sound it made, and I've just been doing it ever since, and I can't imagine not. So when I'm not working on a freelance game, I'm playing games all the time. I still have a family though, which is good. So playing Overwatch with my daughter was one of the best things ever. So yeah, gaming, Oxygen, all that.
All of that. Okay, so we heard gaming is oxygen. We heard math, science, art, creativity, and like a place that really fit in, right? So as we're thinking about women in this industry, there's a real pull into this space if there's an inclination around math and science, art and creativity. I love that because you can just design and sort of create worlds, really, right, through this industry. So before we get into some serious topics, which I know y'all know I'm about to talk about, because we're going to keep it all the way real for this panel when we talk about women in this industry. But before we do that, I'm very curious what your favorite game is. So today, what's your favorite game? And I really want to start with Mur, because you're like oxygen, so I need to know what is that for you.
There are a lot of games.
So you gotta pick one. Like it's just like all-time ever favorite. Okay, two, Mur.
Two. Right now, I'm playing Stardew Valley and Frostpunk. So
Yeah,
I'm farming, and I'm doing a lot of ethically questionable things in a post-apocalyptic cold world.
Okay, there it is. She's doing much more than I'm doing in my life. I need to raise the bar. Excellent. Okay, yes, Heather.
This is going to really date me, but I loved playing Dungeon Keeper in the 90s. I spent many an hour crafting my dungeons, making sure I was min-maxing all of my stuff. I loved, bossing my minions around, and then I realized it actually ties into my love of project management. So I really, really enjoy that game. I don't have a ton of time to play games now, but I do spend a fair amount of time on Pokemon Go.
Okay, very good. You have fans out here. I see all the heads nodding.
My favorite game, the game that I always go back to, is World of Warcraft. It's a 15-year-old game, and I've been playing it, or the
that we're having this conversation, right? And is there any example, and no pressure here, but is there any example where your perspective, where you've seen a woman's perspective literally change the way a game was designed or considered?
The reason women's voices are important is you want to have diversity of opinion and thoughts and ideas because it's going to make the game a better product. In my career, I have frequently been the only woman on the development team. I've been the only woman at the company. Generally, I've had a very positive experience because you're working with a lot of passionate people, but they are very interested in thinking and asking me, well, what do you think about it? Because it's sort of the female representative. I'm able to make comments on, oh, I think this is good or this is bad. You know, there was a game I was working on where they were creating a character that was, I think, had more realistic body proportions than you might normally see for female characters. And she was not thin either, but they were kind of concerned. They were like, I don't know, are people going to like this character? Are they going to, you know, not like it? Are we going to get backlash for it? And I said, you know, I really like it. It's a very positive representation. And they ended up releasing the game with it, and it got a great response.
Great example. Does anybody else want to share on that question? While we move on. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on. Has anybody seen the Netflix special Patriot Act on gaming? If you haven't, you should see that. You should watch that. Hassan Minaj is the host of that particular show, and he sort of unpacks issues. And I think end of last year, he talked about gaming across the world, right? And he talked about all the great stats, and at the end, he talked about endemic sexism. And I said, you know what, talk about it, Hassan, because it's real, right? So what I want to do now that we have the opportunity, and this is very rare in this industry where we have a panel of women who, when we were doing this call to prep for this, they were clear with me that this was something that they wanted to talk to you about from their perspective, having lived it, right? So I want to talk about that toxic, well, there's the perception out there that this is happening. And I want these women to say that, yes, that's true, or whatever they want to say about it. But let's really get under the hood on this and understand what is this, if there is a toxic environment, this endemic sexism, is that happening? And what has your experience been with that? And what do we need to do moving forward? Like, what do you want this audience to know about that environment? And Mira, do you want to start with that?
Oh, sure. It is real. I personally don't play with anything with Mike. I don't do chat with people I don't know, basically because I simply just don't want to deal with that. I've heard too many horror stories and just decided not to get on. And I had some issues. Back in the day, I was webmaster of Red Storm Entertainment, and when all the guys on the forums found out I was a woman, it's like their way of speaking to me changed, their way of interacting with me changed, and it was, because I have an androgynous name, they assumed I was a guy. And that was, again, I did not get horribly harassed, but it was noticeable and very irritating because I was there to do a job just like everybody else in the company, and don't know why I was being treated different. And I've had friends who have had much worse experiences, and frankly, it's just, a lot of people think, oh, that's just the way they talk, but being attacked for your gender is different than just, hey, you suck at gaming. It's a very different thing.
Yeah, what I hear you describing is bro culture. Everybody know what that is? Okay, bro culture is when you just kind of lean into that like masculine male kind of fraternity feel, and you forget that there are genders in the room. There's a gender or genders in the room that are like, it's not all about you, right? That there's another voice in that room that's contributing to the culture. And bro culture is a one-track mind culture that's male-dominated. So I appreciate you kind of unpacking that a little bit for us.
I think safe place for them to air some more aggressive thoughts about women, and they don't have to look at you in the face or really get to know you. So they can tell you to do something vulgar to your mom's cat or something. And as a woman in gaming, I think I felt like I'm okay with that environment, but I also know many of my sisters are not okay with that, and they're forced out of this club that I'm in because I can put up with it, because they're not able to put up with it, and I feel sad that some women don't feel safe in gamer culture.
I think it's interesting. In my experience, while I've been working in the game industry is very different from how I might be treated online. So I think these two ladies make great examples of you can be online and you get harassed because of your gender. That's one reason I always select gender neutral or masculine sounding game names, because I don't want to be harassed. But I do want to say that working in the industry, I have had a generally positive experience. And so I think the thing that I want people to understand is if you have daughters and they're like, hey, I want to work in the game industry, and you're concerned that they're going to be mistreated or get into a toxic environment, there actually are a lot of wonderful game companies out there, and there's a lot of different jobs that you can have that are really, really empowering and positive. And most of the teams I've worked on have always been very good to work with.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to say one more thing. Working in the games industry, I think, is really different from, interacting with players, in a lobby. Most of the AAA gaming companies have this concept that they want to be progressive and they want to be inclusive. So they have some really pointed programs. Like at Blizzard, there are a lot of programs that are just built to further the career of women that work at that company. And so I think it's an awesome industry to work in, male, female, whatever. I think there are, historically, there are not that many women working in the industry. So there are some areas where men in management, they don't have the perspective of what a woman is experiencing. So they, through that lack of experience, can sometimes seem not welcoming. But that's just because they haven't had to deal with. I had a lot of these experiences when I had a baby and my manager was a male, and so I was like, hey, you gotta go breastfeed. And he was like, what? What's that? And I'm like, hey, there's all these laws and things that, I have to go do these things. And he had never experienced any of that because he never managed somebody that had that issue. I think when you're thinking about the challenges that your daughter is going to face when she gets a job in the gaming industry, it does sometimes force her to be a representative for women, which some women aren't comfortable with. But if you can put up with that, then it's an amazingly welcoming gaming industry, and everyone there is wanting to be progressive and inclusive.
I really appreciate what you just said. I'm sort of having an aha moment. We're talking so much about women and young girls going into this industry, but what is so clear to me as I look across this room is that we have these incredibly gifted, high potential young men in this right? If we do our jobs as parents and help them understand why this is so important. If this is going to be one of the largest industries in the world, it needs to be an equitable industry, period. It just needs to be because it makes the industry better, not because it's the right thing to do, although it is. It makes the industry better and more profitable. So really, thank you for just talking that through with us. Last question, which is not on the list of questions that I gave you. So, sorry, this is an easy one. So if you're going to give advice, I see lots of parents here. I see lots of, fans and friends of this industry. If you're going to give a young girl advice about getting into this work, not as a gamer, but a programmer, a developer, the creative side of it, right? The design side. What piece of advice would you give her as she thinks about, do I take a traditional route and become an attorney? Or do I go into gaming? Like, what's the advice you would give her as she starts that process? That makes sense? Who wants to go? One piece of advice.
Should not have been holding the mic.
Yeah, Mur.
Yeah.
It's hot potato.
I think one of the things is be aware there are so many different jobs in this industry. It is an industry, which means, yeah, it's exciting and people make art and people design levels, but there have to be so many other things to keep a business working. So, like when I was working at a computer game company, I was in marketing. And I still gamed all the time, but I was involved in the first release of Rainbow Six, Top Knights of Rainbow Six, back in the day. And it was remembering that I didn't need to be a programmer. We need more women in STEM. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you want to get into gaming and you think you can't program or you can't do art, there are so many other options for you. You just need to be open to it.
Or things they might be interested is to just start making games. There are so many tools out there for free that you can download and start making games with. The Unreal Engine, the Unity Engine being two. If that's a little beyond your capability because you're in elementary or middle school, there is Scratch, there is code.org, there are all kinds of resources. So I really encourage people when they ask me for career advice is go do the thing that you think you want to do, because there is so much stuff out there and it's all free. And even as a teenager, you can get a game up on one of the app stores with very little cost, a lot of sweat equity, and I think that really gives you a good understanding of how much effort is required to make game development your career.
If you're trying to figure out whether you want to be in the gaming industry, I think maybe, like, if you could be happy somewhere else, it's probably less competitive. But if you love gaming and you want to be in the gaming industry, just do the same thing you would do if you were a male. Just hustle and be the best at what you do. This industry is really results-oriented, so if you make boss games and boss decisions, then people are going to want to work with you.
Be a boss. I got you. I heard that. We're done on the question side. Does anyone in the audience have a question for our panelists? You've got some of the best in the industry, so this is your shot. And they do have to jet afterwards. They're not going to be able to stick around. So anybody has a question, this is the time. Yep. Come on up here for a second. Because it's, ask your question right here.
Well, my name is Chris. Honestly, I would say I actually came down to North Carolina about a month ago with the thought of trying to break into the industry. So I was kind of just wondering about any, like connections, any groups that were out there to kind of try to find, like that experience or help of how to do this.
All right, so let's help Chris.
There's two groups. One is the IGDA, the International Game Developers Association. The IGDA NC Triangle has a Facebook group that you can join, and they do monthly meetups. There's also something called Game Dev Drink Up that happens once a month on Thursday nights, and then a lot of the local indie developers go there. If you want to try to get a QA job someplace, I know that several of the game companies
East Coast Gaming Conference is in April, ECGC, and that would be an excellent place to go and network and meet people, because I know several people who are local game developers who are either going to be speaking or attending that show. And there are lots and lots and lots of meals and parties and all sorts of just networking events.
I think if you're trying to break into the gaming industry, you probably should start with something super duper entry level, like customer support or QA. And while you do that, you can also be doing the job, your dream job for free in your off time. And then you've already seen the faces of the people that are going to hire you for something more creative.
Anybody else before we wrap it up? Yep. Come on up here. Say your name and then the question.
So, my name is David. So when we're talking about the gaming industry and technology industry in general, this is a very broad, open-ended question, but I want to ask from your perspective, what is the reason why we see so many male-dominated tech companies and gaming companies in general?
I think these guys are
women integrated into the industry.
David, right?
To be honest, I think a lot of it stems from STEM education and the bias that exists towards girls and boys. Once a girl gets to middle school, she starts losing her confidence because they're hitting, that awkward phase where they're unsure of themselves, and so they don't feel as comfortable with the STEM subjects and trying to be accepted in that. And so that is the place where we need to kind of shore that support system up from middle school so that we can keep them interested and excited about pursuing STEM as a career. I think that is why you tend to see such male-dominated game companies. And then I think men just generally are able to go out there and put themselves out there and take a risk, and if they fail, okay, they'll pick themselves back up. Women need more of a support system to be like it's okay to fail. And I would also recommend that as a piece of advice is you've got to be comfortable with failing because you learn so much more from failure than you do from doing everything correctly. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way because I always wanted to be perfect in everything, and you just can't. And it's not going to teach you anything.
This is something we haven't really talked about, but from my experience and talking to other people, the way gaming companies are structured is let's get them when they're young and male and eager and work them half to death. Because dudes want to get into gaming and they will do anything to get into gaming, and they will work from 9 to 9. And crunch is a real thing and everybody does it, but it does not suit older men who have families, and it doesn't suit a lot of younger women or older women. And so that culture being, oh well, if you can't work 9 to 9, you can't have this. So clearly you don't belong. And so it's not friendly to people with families, it's not friendly to primary caregivers. So unfortunately, I hate saying that, but it's pretty much across the board. Everything I've heard is that the computer game industry will get you young and eager and then just work you, and you gotta, fight against that. I mean, it was like 20 years ago, but what is the EA spouse? Was that, you remember that? Yeah, somebody wrote this big, long, anonymous thing on LiveJournal about how it was to be a spouse of somebody who worked at EA, and it's went viral before we used that word, and there was a lot of people EA was trying to fight against it, but a lot of people were like, well, yeah, that's what it's like to be married to somebody who worked in games. So it's a difficult culture overall, and then when you put in the hours and demands of you, it works better for young guys who are unmarried than anybody else.
I think similar to that, I was thinking about the Kotaku article about Riot
Riot and all of these. I mean, there are repercussions around this culture. It's not right oftentimes, and so slowly it is shifting, but it does take a loud microphone to sort of talk about it, to shift the way we think about that, so that it isn't so male dominated, because that is the culture that is pervasive, right? And lawsuits and this kind of bad publicity that's coming out isn't helpful to the industry. So it's just better to build it right the first time than to have to course correct and spend millions of dollars around equity. So there's that. Thank you for that question. Anybody else? And last chance. Come on up. Charles.
Hi, I'm Charles. Yeah, I have a question that's more of a bafflement. I play a lot of RPGs, as I know you do too. And in every RPG I've ever played, you want a balanced party. You want a mage, a fighter, whatever, right? Depending on the game you play. You'll fail if everyone's the same thing. The entire gaming industry knows this. We've built games on this. Why are we unable to apply similar party balancing rules in real life when it comes to making the games?
I really want you to open up your own game industry, and I want every single job in the industry, in your company, to be focused on that. You know, you're the mage, because I like this. This is a very good idea.
This is also a problem in startup culture as well. I currently work at a startup company or a tech company, right? Like, people hire people sometimes without being cognizant about building a balanced party. People hire people that are like themselves. So if I'm like a 20-year-old guy gonna start making games, I'm gonna hire like my bros, and we're gonna create like a safe, insular space for us to just do our own thing and say, let me invite some women into that, which would involve me changing some of my behaviors. That's a decision that most people don't choose to make. It's usually, it's becoming mature, and it's foisted upon us just through time and experience. So, you have to decide to become a good person and a good leader.
It's hard to confront your own internal bias, because first you have to agree that it's there, and then you have to figure out what to do to fight it. I am co-editor of a science fiction magazine, and we can't just say we want more people of color, we want more women, we want more queer people to submit stories. We have to show them that we have these people on our staff who talk about the project. So if you say, hey, we want more women at our company, not much is going to happen. If you say, have women in the company be promoting the company as, they need to see that you actually want that, because if you don't have it, it sounds like a paradox, but it's really not. But having people that you want to attract more of will always help out.
Thank you. Good question. It's a great example. We're finished here. I mean, there's so much. What we did here sort of opened the door. I said we wanted to peek under the hood a little bit. I think we accomplished that.